The women in Skibidi Toilet are some of the most interesting characters, beloved by almost every viewer of the series. Take, for example, the preview of episode 66, featuring the 3 most popular girls, which has garnered almost 100 million views for good reason. With their appearance, Boom began to make more interesting plots. For example, love lines between TV women and Simp's Cameraman, or Camerawoman and Plungerman. These couples are still being discussed. Who is in love with whom, who rejected whom, and so on. In this video, we will analyze each of them, and you may learn something new. So watch until the end, like it, and don't forget to subscribe. The first female toilet in the Skibidi Toilet universe was this woman from episode 4. She was in a restaurant during the infection, and thus became the first female toilet. Unfortunately, she died in episode 24 when she and a small group tried to attack one of the cameramen. But not everyone has such a sad fate. For example, the first significant woman appeared in episode 49, and it was our beloved TV woman. She immediately won the hearts of viewers, so much so that you can find a lot of content featuring her on the internet and even on YouTube. TV woman appealed to people with her kind facial expressions and cute gestures, and Simp Cameraman was in love with her from the very first episodes. This is especially noticeable in the flashback from the first part of episode 73. There he is sitting on the toilet, and next to him are 2 other cameramen looking intently at a photo of TV woman. Even then, it was clear that Simp had feelings for her, and their love triangle deserves a separate mini-film. For a long time, TV woman rejected Simpa, until episode 79, when everything turned upside down. Simpa got an upgrade, became more confident, and rejected her himself, without even looking in her direction. Here he is, a real Sigma. But despite this, TV woman is not inferior to him in either strength or technology. Her main ability is a yellow glow, and after the upgrade, she received a jetpack and a pair of daggers behind her back. As we know, ordinary TV men and TV scientists are mainly focused only on developing new technologies. They are completely indifferent to the fate of other agents. But TV woman has a completely different character. This is especially evident in episode 76, where after the battle she looks upset when she sees what happened to the other agents. Unlike the others, she genuinely cares about fighters from other races. And if anyone wonders why in episode 57 TV woman saved Plungerman and not Simp Cameraman, there are several explanations. First, Plungerman was already close to death at that point. His lamp had gone out, and he wasn't moving after serious injuries. If he had been left there even a few seconds longer, it's not certain that he could have been revived at all. Sim, on the other hand, was conscious, had suffered less damage, and was essentially just trapped under the rubble. He still had time. He could have waited for TV woman to rescue the person in critical condition first. In principle, we have already discussed the entire arsenal, the character of the TV woman, and also analyzed several controversial issues related to her. So now it's time to move on to another important woman in the series, the Camera Woman. She first appeared on screen in episode 52 and immediately demonstrated her technology with a self-guided sight, a powerful and accurate tool in battle. Even then, she began to build a relationship with Plungerman, although at first it was implicit and she rarely appeared on screen. Everything changed in episode 70 when Plungerman died. Camera Woman was visibly upset, nervous, and clearly depressed. Later, she began to adopt his dull habits, perhaps simply to preserve his memory, even if it wasn't the most sensible move in the current combat situation. In episode 77, she received serious upgrades. Now, she is constantly accompanied by a drone, which also has an auto-tracker, but is capable of destroying larger enemies. Her plungers have also changed. Now they are filled with blue energy, which allows her to hover in the air, attack from a distance, and act much faster. In addition to combat improvements, the Camera Woman has also changed in terms of character. If before she could show likes, smile, and rejoice in victories, now this is no longer the case, and most likely will not be. We also know that the Camera Woman was closely connected with Plungerman long before all the combat events. In episode 73, he is present in all of her flashbacks in one way or another, hinting at a long-standing connection between them. When she was still human, her name was Katie. She participated in that very secret phase, after which the first serious problems began. In season 25, we see the same Katie being woken up by Dave, that is Plungerman himself. It was then that we were told that something strange happened after the experiment. Many were urgently evacuated from the base, and the screams of those who did not manage to get out could be heard from inside. All these events remain forever etched in the Camerawoman's memory, and perhaps very soon she will begin to recall more details about those events and reveal what really happened in that terrible experiment. We were shocked when we saw her death in the second part of episode 79. An important character was supposed to die in this episode, and as it turned out, that character was the Camerawoman. But don't be too upset, because during the self-destruction next to her, for a millisecond, you could see a mysterious character. The Camerawoman noticed this character as she turned her head towards him at the last moment. Most likely, this character is somehow connected to the secret agent and PC Mans, because when the character appeared, a green glow appeared next to the Camerawoman's head. So far, we don't have a complete picture of what happened here, but I think that in the future, we will learn many new details related to the Camerawoman and more. In the end, we can say with confidence that the Camerawoman is one of the most important characters in terms of the plot. It is thanks to her that we learned many details about the past. And now, let's move on to the last main woman in the series, the Speaker Woman. She first appeared in episode 61, but so far, almost nothing is known about her. We don't know if she was human, who she was in the past, or if she has a backstory at all. After the Speaker's men underwent massive upgrades, the Speaker Woman acquired a unique appearance, beautiful clothes and 2 energy swords, with which she instantly destroyed a large number of Astro Toilets. Although her power is impressive, there are still very few details about her. It is also unclear whether she has any relationships. Many viewers thought she would be with the Dark Speakerman, but that never happened. Most likely, we will learn more about Speaker Woman in the future. And yet, even with such a modest amount of screen time, viewers have already grown to love her. Now it's time to talk about the women who appear on screen a little less often than the others, but still have a strong influence on the storyline. One of them is the Duchess. Despite the fact that she appears more and more often in recent episodes, she can still be classified as a background character. She first appeared in episode 76, and most viewers were immediately captivated by her magical appearance. Duchess even had to change her design, making her less cute and more sinister to better suit her role. As is well known, the Duchess occupies a high position in the hierarchy of Astro Toilets. There are different theories. Some consider her to be the Duke's wife, others, G-Man's daughter, but so far none of the versions has been officially confirmed. After the 77th episode, the Duchess took on the form of a full-fledged Titan. Her arsenal includes an energy shield that activates automatically when threatened, as well as several tentacles that shoot powerful lasers capable of tearing off enemies' limbs. It is thanks to her that the UFO toilet became easier to fight. Therefore, in such a short time, they were able to infect the TV man Titan, destroy half of the Earth, and even successfully attack the cameraman's base. We should also not forget about another interesting heroine, the Hybrid Woman. It was she who, in episode 75, first made it clear to the agents that in the current situation, the only way out was to unite. Thanks to this idea and joint actions, the Alliance managed to defeat one of Juggernaut's children. Later, when Duchess decided to show this character more closely, it became clear that she had heterochromia, i.e., different colors of the iris in her right and left eyes. In season 25, it became known that she has a sister who, according to her, served in the special forces in Alpha Hills, but was declared missing. The storyline with her sister will likely be developed further in the future, and we will learn more details. At the moment, the Hybrid Woman is also more of a background character, but it is already clear that she knows how to manipulate the situation. For example, in the full version of episode 77, she told the cameraman that if they hadn't saved their fighters, they would have definitely died, since the agents didn't even try to evacuate them from the battlefield. In return, she demanded a place at the cameraman's base, which was a pretty smart move. And the last character, who appeared quite recently, but has already aroused great interest among viewers, is the Secret Woman agent. In season 25, it finally became clear that all this time the ficus, the chair, and even the car were disguises behind which she was hiding. The Secret Agent Woman can change her appearance, and apparently her task is to find dead cameramen and upload their consciousness into the secret agent's database. Interestingly, many immediately noticed the ring on her hand and assumed that she might be the secret agent's wife. However, I personally lean toward the version that they are related. It is possible that they are brother and sister because they literally have the same face. In any case, there is very little information about her so far, and there are far more questions than answers. In conclusion, I want to say that female characters in Skibidi Toilet have always been and will always be special. Each has her own character, strength, history, and mysteries. It is through them that the key storylines, unexpected twists, and new emotions for the audience will most likely develop. Well, that's all from me. As always, this is Super Cameraman signing off. Good luck to everyone, and see you soon.